going round and blue circle round. You know it's time for where's the line?
Where's the line?
Circling and circling around, getting ready, loading, where's the
Yeah,
line?
yeah.
Where's the line? Where's the line? Where's the damn line? Oh, anyways.
Where's the line?
Where's the line? Matt and Ross.
Ross and Matt.
Ross and Matt.
Yeah.
Russ and Matt. No. Rass and Mutt.
Rass and Mutt.
Rass and Mott. How did what?
I don't remember.
Well, you get rot.
Rot, yeah, rot and mass. Mass rot.
Mass rot, that's what it was.
And rot mass.
And rot mass.
Yeah.
Rotten mass.
Rotten mass and mass rot.
Rot in mass, like a massive... What a weird week last week was. May I just note how weird the week was?
It was a weird week.
It started on Saturday. My mom had a heart attack.
Yeah.
So that ran, this sounds wrong, ran through about Tuesday. She's doing really well. She's at home. She's, you know what? We had beautiful support from all over the world. There were people I was in touch with that, you know what, in Vietnam they were thinking about my mother and sending good vibes. You know what, and that was just so meaningful to me.
Right.
Like to share space with somebody on another continent about, rolled into some complications in some meetings I was in and some personal...
Some things happening.
Well, it was just,
and then I went camping this weekend.
How was, oh my God.
In the middle
I
of
was
it
so
all,
jealous.
I
Just so you know.
Just poofed.
I felt it. Dude, I felt it. Because then what happened was some other friends of ours came over, which was awesome. I told them how much I appreciated it. I said, you know what, I'm not used to the little guy not being here.
Right.
I'm just not.
Right.
I'm very, I hope it came across as me being supportive, and I think it's important for you to get out, and I think you need to go have a life.
I was coming up with reasons why I couldn't go camping, and you were coming up with reasons why I should go camping.
Well, and it's weird. We need that time. I have trouble working on other things because I feel bad. And so I end up not getting a lot of stuff done. Yeah. We both do that.
Speaking of ruts, I isolate and then make myself feel bad for isolating in a weird way, which is like making myself think people that hate me.
Round, baby,
when I'm like, no, you just push them away.
Like a record, baby. Round, 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 round.
Right.
You spin me round.
You're a little bit...
Right round.
You're a little goofy.
I am a little goofy because, no, it's been... So, ruts.
Yeah.
We were talking about this before. That
I can go on and
when
on
is it a rut and when's it a good habit?
When is it a rut and when is it a good habit?
We both love to save people. We're all about saving people. Oh, except for we get in the rut where we're burning ourselves down.
Yeah.
We're great at that, both of us. We're great at that. Oh my God, we can eat ourselves.
I can push people away and then somehow act like they push me away. I can do that. It's a rut. It's definitely a rut. It's not a good habit at all.
I'm ignoring you. I'm not talking to you. Why are you pushing me away?
Why are you?
No, I'm reaching. So I'm trying to reach.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love all the people.
No, but
and I especially love the people in this house. And sometimes they think I don't love them.
I think that thought doesn't cross my mind, at least as often as it used to, because
he said, "Well, okay, I'm lying."
Well, no. Let me tell you a little bit more of the truth.
Okay.
Let me do that. It doesn't cross my mind as often as it used to because I know that normally, like, sometimes my brain can translate this person as being an a-hole into this person doesn't like you.
Yeah, or as abusive,
or insert.
Okay, so we both have a history of being in relationships that were abusive.
Right.
There's a weird thing that happens, and I think it's a PTSD kind of thing that then you can go, oh, this is it.
Yep, this is that.
It feels like it.
Yeah. It
and we go at it.
Yeah.
This came up. I literally used us as an example in the midst of this whole debacle
Yeah.
of people not getting along. I
Quarrel.
said, well, right, and it's just okay. Anyways, because we go at it.
Mm-hmm.
Some people we've even occasionally. It's very rare.
We've
only a
occasionally
couple-
gone. We've gone off the rails on here like once or twice, I think.
Yeah, there's one where there's no sound. That would be the ultimate
Oh,
if there
yeah.
had been sound, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
was a total D-hole, A-hole,
I
B-hole,
was too, to be honest.
G-hole. Pick a hole. I was that. And the funniest was then we fixed the problem and we're like, okay, cool, we're done
Like,
fighting.
Okay, cool, we're done fighting.
You should make it, if anybody makes their way through that episode, we should get like this much of the argument and then the end of it or something and put it
Uh-huh.
up, because the 20 or 30 minutes of argument probably, as the sounds going in and out, really probably aren't great
Yeah.
video
Probably
or audio.
isn't great content.
But the reason I used us as an example is, but we come back around.
Yeah.
And I think maybe I do it. I hope I
think
don't.
that it's no.
I hope we
I
don't.
think that
we-
it's a.
I don't want to be like. I hope we don't. Though I did say fuck you to somebody today, and now I feel bad.
Really?
Yeah, I get so angry. But I don't say fuck you like, hey, you're a fuck this or fuck you that. It's like, fuck you. It's a retort. It's not a.
I don't know.
You know what? My point is, I make mistakes too.
Right.
That we're human.
I feel like
And so the language is a little saucy today. I apologize.
that's okay. That's okay. Language will be what it's gonna be.
So there's two ruts.
Right.
One is we fall into defensive mode,
Yeah.
and it takes us an hour or two to come back around to, oh, we actually, I think we agreed on, if I'm not mistaken, at the end of that we agreed. Can we move on to the
Yeah.
part where we're like, oh yeah, yeah.
Can we skip the
We're
rest of that?
so nailed
Yeah.
into I'm right,
Right.
that then what happens is it takes hours to get to, oh, maybe we should be right.
Maybe we are right.
Right. What about a little bit of a dash of this and a dash of that? And we do a
Right.
lot of a dash of this and a dash of that.
Right. I remember having conversations where like we would be arguing about something that neither of us has looked up, so neither of
Oh
us
my
actually
God,
knows the
fucking
answer,
clueless.
and then we look up the answer and we're both right.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
It happened.
it has happened.
It's
Yes.
usually me that's right. But anyway.
He is right about that. Yes, usually.
Oh, damn.
Yes.
I didn't expect honesty on that one. I was like,
I can give you that one.
it would have been okay if you're like, no, I am.
No, you get age points.
I did. You know what? And that's true. That we used to joke about that.
Mhm.
Everybody. Ross is regularly accused of being an old soul.
Mhm.
He's 19 years old and he's got. Sorry, guys. Deep philosophical thoughts.
Yes.
That I mean, there's a reason why we
a lot.
bonded. There was more than just we had really cool conversations.
Yes.
That
More so than I think you could have with the average 19-year-old.
well, then 18-year-old.
Or then 18-year-old. Yes.
I mean, what? Do you know what one of the coolest things about you going camping this weekend was?
What?
I know how highly you spoke of me.
Yeah.
I wasn't even there,
Yeah.
but that when the guys got out of the truck, they got out of the truck because they were hoping I'd come out, or they would have just dropped you off.
Right.
I mean, that it was, and so no, you were worried about how that exchange would go, and I was excited because I could tell
Uh-huh.
how that you'd already that really it just I was moved.
I have a hard time with like letting it's almost like I have an attachment to people in a weird way.
Oh, I've seen it.
That's like this person is my person.
Ganja's that way too.
So it's almost like when I introduce people to other people, I have a lot of anxiety around it because I'm like, my person is going to meet my person. What's gonna happen? I'm confused. And
What
scared.
I've embraced with that is nobody can have the same relationship with those people you do.
Right.
And the hardest part about being a good friend is keep being one.
Right.
That friends will push you away.
Right. Friends will push each other away.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know what? When people show up and what they're going is, wow, we want to be involved in what you're doing or see what you're doing or whatever. It's because they genuinely feel that.
Right.
They don't have to say that.
Right. They don't
I'm
have
not going
to
to make them come in here or down here. Or I will say this. I posted. It was a big leap for me.
Okay.
I posted the interview with Greg on our class. We have a page.
Oh.
Class of 1989.
Right.
And so I posted on the page and sort of said, hey, you know what? I'd love to do more of these and post them here.
Right.
If I could get all of us, that would, I
that
haven't
would be
said
awesome,
that.
yeah.
But I mean, I'm going to, no, really, if you can find an hour anywhere, I would love it. And if you don't want it posted anywhere else, I'll post it just here.
Right.
I haven't said all that yet. That's what, I think that would be meaningful to have that.
Yeah, it's
even more meaningful, like when we're getting older.
Yeah.
If I could get all of the guys before we lose any more. We've lost 3 or 4. Listen to me in Ruts.
Mm-hmm.
My point being, I have all of those feelings about those people. And it's all projected. Man, think of all the crap you were dealing with as a teenager.
Right.
And then you had crap on top of crap on top of crap.
Yeah.
Oh, and why don't you make the rational decisions as opposed to...
Yes.
Yeah.
It was... I think it was 12 when I first got told, hey, you need to make a big decision. I think it was 12. And that's a pretty young age to tell a kid you need to make a pretty big decision. This is on you. And so I've always kind of had to make big life decisions. So when they come to me, they're not as groundbreaking for me. So sometimes people think, oh, he's really mature and he's got it together and stuff like that. And it's like, no, I was told that I had to be.
Well, and then you end up with this imposter syndrome. Like, okay, people are saying this about me.
Yeah.
And we run into that a lot, folks. Mm-hmm. We are frigging clueless. The number of people that come to us and go, hey, so what do you think I should use for this? Or,
right.
You know what, man, I watching what you're doing, and you know what, how could you help me set that?
Right. Like, oh, okay.
Well, let me tell you. First, you get on Craigslist. And then you throw some dice.
And then you kiss a rabbit's foot.
There's a reason why you see that massive board in every show we do.
Yeah.
It changed our world, our outlook. We had no clue how to run it. We didn't know what we were doing.
Right.
I dumped it all in Ross's lap.
Yeah.
Which I'm lost as far as the board. I'm totally lost. I
kind of sort of understand what I'm doing now.
I know that.
Yeah.
But the reason we highlighted is that board cost us $105.
I'm just now getting.
Sell it now for $375 used.
Right.
Beautiful guy. You know what? In the world of you feel like the universe is putting something in front of you. Hey, by the way, it was a pastor at a church.
It was.
Just to bring a little godly.
We should interview
a little
him.
of the divinity. Yeah, no, I've got his phone number.
Yeah.
I've got 1 million people I should interview.
Well, yeah.
No, I'm not saying not him. I'm going.
No, I got you. I get what you're saying.
And time and again, those have been some of our rut-busting moments.
Yeah, it's when you kind of get out of your own head for a little bit, like, you find that you just work on things. Like, so I've been crying about the freaking Discord for like a week, and what I realized was, okay, you haven't actually sat down and looked at the Discord directly for a while, and you need to just sit down and give it some time and attention and figure it the fuck out.
Do you like the idea of me once a day posting a song that isn't whatever? It could be rap, but it's whatever that day, and it's a little message.
I do like the idea of that.
Like the day, like, because I like ones. I put in ones with strong beats.
Yeah.
But I want to put more of a mess. Like each day, I'll post with a message, kind of.
Right.
We want to hold it together. It's who we are.
Yeah.
We are glue motherfuckers.
It's when you're stuck in the rut.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta pull yourself out of that, and sometimes
you
need another person out of that.
I hope so.
Sometimes you need another person for that. You need another person to pull you out and be like, "Hey, just redirect a little bit."
Just so you know. Speaking of the week. No, it means the world to me that I know you've got my back. Don't get me wrong. It freaks me out on the days you don't. if that makes sense.
No,
Not
I
that you
understand.
really down deep don't.
No, I understand that.
You know, on the days that because I have those same insecurities.
Right.
What do I do tomorrow if you're not sitting over there making this all happen with me? I don't know.
Right.
I have not clue one.
I'll be honest. I have the same thoughts of how would I even start to think of moving without you. Sometimes I'm like, how could I, like, what would I do? I find so much meaning in this.
Go back to FedEx.
I don't want to go back to FedEx.
I'll go back to AGS and deliver shit.
Well, I mean, like,
none of it makes it. None of it even
doesn't-
sounds remotely like options on the
it
table.
doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't sound like an
Sorry,
option. I can't do that.
It's everybody wants me to pivot somewhere other than here.
Right.
It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Not in the sense that it doesn't make sense to me, but in the sense that it doesn't
track.
fit.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, God, I feel bad for that.
Mm.
Because that's not where my head should be. All I should care about is holding it all together.
Right.
That should matter is, my job is to make it work.
You feel bad for thinking of what's the exit strategy here, But I also think the fact that you think of an exit strategy and then realize that it's not really an exit strategy, I think that's pretty meaningful as well.
It's not that I'm not. Oh man. People thinking I ain't gonna keep my shit together. I'm the glue, bitch.
Right.
And I don't mean that towards
right.
anyone.
No, I get it.
Because I had a bit of a tiff today, and I don't want it to come. I'm not. That's not where I'm at. That what I've found time and time again is groups, communities, dumped in my lap, and at the point where I see it going bad, instead of going, "Wow, I never mind." Months or years later, I go, wow, I knew better. I knew when I knew.
Right.
I can point to it and go, see here, right here, I knew.
Right.
I did it anyways because, I got to hold this together. Everybody else said this was meaningful.
Right.
So I got to, if this is meaningful to everybody, I can't go, hey, I don't have time for that.
Right.
And this is not like a rare thing. I would love to claim this is a thing that's only happened like once or twice as opposed to 4 or 5 times. Where suddenly the person that was doing it bails.
Right.
And you're like, wait a minute, you can't just bail.
Yeah.
Well, no, are you going to stay and keep it going? Or because somebody's got to keep it going.
I would say that the difference, one of the differences between you and I is the experience. Like,
well, yeah.
I
get you.
It
we
only
were talking about
it
some
only
pretty
marks
deep,
in my eyes.
You've been in those moments
of like, I'm a very responsibility driven person. You are also a very responsibility driven person. The only difference is like you've got me on some experiences as far as like
what
like
do you,
maybe
what do you
but
do if you love people and they start fighting and you're the only thing holding it together?
You hold it together. That's it. That's all you got.
But doesn't that mean what if everybody hates you for that? You're doing it right. Everybody hates you because you're trying to hold it together. You right? You go, oh, I'm still in the DMZ. Everybody's shooting at me. I'm being fair. I'm trying to make this work. That's where that comes from.
Yeah.
Grab my book. There's 2 fights still standing. It reads like it's about a boxer.
Right.
All I'll ever say about that story is it's not.
Shoot. It's being the glue. I never realized it until recently that that's one of my defining characteristics.
The punching bag in the middle.
Yeah. Being forced to hold secrets and stuff, and this person doesn't like this person, and I had to deal with that as a kid.
At one point, I literally had to look at people and go, listen, this is who I am.
Right.
If you're mad at each other, I'm going to go over there. And from now on, instead of you telling me you're mad at this person and you telling me you're mad at that, you tell each other.
You tell each other that you're mad at each other.
And I'm not going to play. I can't.
Yes.
I can't.
Yeah.
Like, literally
Yeah.
can't. It wasn't a, let me be selfish. It was a,
Man.
and my question is my default setting, my glue-ness,
Right.
a good habit or a rut?
It's a good question.
Is it self-victimizing? Is it putting myself in that position?
Right.
It happens to kids all the time in
Well,
divorces.
It's
And I'm overwhelmed at 51 with this. Imagine an 11 or 12-year-old trying to pick between a mom and a dad.
Yeah.
I mean, unless it's obvious.
Yeah. I mean, even if it is
Imagine
obvious,
that-
it's not always obvious.
Well, right. He has no clue, but he buys ice cream. I want to live with him. It's not hard to bribe an 11 or 12-year-old, really, folks.
That's true.
But you realize that you're running in circles.
yeah.
You realize that you're communicating and communicating and communicating.
And then you sit back and you realize, oh snap.
And you know what?
The
as
people
much
that
as,
I care about
yeah.
aren't communicating.
Well, and as
I
much as
am
you're
trying-
listening to all of them and trying to find I have a beautiful idea
Yes.
in my head
Yeah.
that is a very positive outcome that doesn't need everybody to do all of this, whatevers, and I'm this and that the other, and
I'll give you
but that doesn't mean anybody's going to go, "Oh, I'm interested."
I'll give
I
you
heard you.
a really simple example. I'm good friends with this set of twins, and literally half of our experience
I have trouble not
with
just
each
shaking
other.
my head.
What do you mean?
You brought up the twins. And
No,
I
it's a
can't-
different set of twins.
There's multiple.
I
sets
have
of
multiple
twins.
I'm friends with multiple sets of twins, like
Female twins.
like 3 or 4. No.
These are male twins.
These are male twins.
Okay.
So most of me hanging out with them
Uh-huh.
was literally playing mediator
Middleman.
and trying to get them to stop arguing
I'm gonna tell
with
you
each
a
other.
secret. And that is how, for the last 2 generations in my family,
Mhm.
we have made our living.
Mm.
My father would step in as owner's rep so that you could have the conversation. He could translate, these people over here want this, these people over here want this. Somebody has to stand in the middle so that they're not, either they're fighting with each other or there's somebody that understands.
Right.
And he was very prosperous at that.
Right.
I mean, no, really. And what my brother does is work in the national labs
Mhm.
system between groups and making things make sense and kind of running things in a way that makes it meaningful.
Right.
It's a great skill. You were saying the other day or today that, I don't know how you do that, Matt. You cut through the middle and you say the thing that makes sense.
Yeah.
And the only skill is listening to both sides and not being attached to what the right answer is.
Right.
Because then you can translate.
Right.
If you believe one side or the other,
It ruins it.
well, right.
Yeah.
Do you know how many truths there are in this world? 7.5 billion. And that's only if you just count the people.
Mhm.
Shug's got a different truth altogether wherever he's at.
I tell you what though.
Tell me.
I will never forget how hilarious it was to hear your mom's a hoe when you're twins, or you're ugly.
Oh,
You're
jeez.
twins. No, I'm just.
Oh my
I'm
God!
sorry.
I can picture the
But
fights
it's
and how stupid they
hilarious,
could
though.
be.
It's hilarious.
You're such a nerd because you try to pinpoint something that's different.
No, they were both nerds. That's the funny thing.
Well, then you start. You're
You're
a geek.
lame.
You're lame. Yeah, you're a real nerd, dude. You're like a nerd squared. +1.
Yeah. Imagine brothers.
All I can
but
picture now is.
but you look the same.
All I can picture now is the twins on Rules of Engagement that they blame for busting up.
Oh yeah, they
the
blame
toilet.
for yeah.
The ones that look like Tweedledee
Man.
and Tweedledum.
I just don't like that character. I don't know why.
Which character?
The guy that's an idiot. I just don't like
agree.
him. He's not likable.
But you know what? he's playing the role of the girl that's an idiot in every other sitcom. And if the girl was an idiot and looked the way you liked her, you wouldn't be as irritated with it, which is what they're making the joke about.
I get it.
Your uncomfortableness
is exactly what they're going for.
But I have a question. How much do you put in? At what point does everybody, like, at what point do everybody else's problems, are they yours? My problem is equanimity. I see living things and I can't help but see their and it's me.
I can't help but want to help. I can't help that.
You know, I spent part of my morning cutting up a tree that was on somebody's down power lines. Mm-hmm. Why? Because I have a saw. I have a saw. That literally that was the whole reason.
Right.
You know, I've been known to do that. I didn't cut up the last one that fell because it fell in a yard where that husband's probably still mad at me. But for instance, across the street when one fell down, no, I showed up and I cut it up.
Oh.
Because
right.
I had a saw.
Right.
Fuck. That means I have to fix it.
Right. It's hard to know.
With great whatever and great
power comes great responsibility.
Well, it's what was it? Yeah. If you know you can help and you don't, or something.
Yeah, that's the other Uncle Ben speech.
No, that's the one. I like the other. That's actually my preferred Uncle Ben speech.
Yes.
Though I really do like the rice. The rice? Yeah, Uncle Ben's. Far better than the speech that's in absolutely every Spider-Man movie.
I would say it's difficult to know.
Well, I'm a fun guy and I like brown rice.
It's difficult to know what's you stuck in a rut, but I would say the more you have invested, traditionally the more you should keep pushing. But it's harder. It's hard. It's also hard because
I'm feeling the weight of all of these people and wanting it to work for them.
Right.
And right now what I want to do is back away. I want to do exactly what I don't feel like that's an acceptable behavior.
Right.
So I'm not.
Right.
But God.
But I want to. Right.
Yeah. It feels like a bad habit. It feels like, oh, here comes Matt, he's supposed to fix it all. You know? Mm-hmm. I don't want to be magic anymore. I want to be me.
Right.
Well,
I think the hard part is it's a part of you, but also you have to know how much of that is a part of you.
Know when to show them. Know when to walk away and know when to run. You never count your money while you're sitting at the table. There'll be plenty of time for counting when the dealing's done.
Is that a country song?
No, it's a hip-hop song. Dude, yes, it's a country song.
I thought it was a country song. I was just wondering.
You don't... It's one of these... We'll have to
I haven't heard it in a minute, no. So.
It's Kenny Rogers.
Oh, okay.
And it's The Gambler. And there's even a movie.
I would say...
Where he's a gambler, amazingly enough.
It's hard...
to know when to walk away.
It's difficult to know how much of this is a trait that I have, and how much of this is I'm over invested in this, and I'm a good person, and I just want to do good, you know?
Yeah. And I don't know where that line is, brother.
Yeah.
How do I try to help but not be attached to the outcome?
That's definitely, yeah.
Isn't that really the goal?
Yeah, that's...
People are gonna people. I don't see any magic puppet strings holding all of these pieces together. When somebody's... I don't know, dude.
Mm-hmm.
But my goal has been always, to hold it together.
Right, to keep it working.
Well, yeah. But, I mean, multiple times I've stayed in insane situations.
Right. Situations that didn't make sense.
Feeling totally alone as I tried to hold it together. Tried to figure out how I needed to fix it. And more than once how I needed to fix it may have been right. That doesn't mean it's going to work.
Right.
People gonna people.
They are gonna people.
Universe gonna universe. People gonna people.
I think there's a certain point where you realize, okay, this is I'm overextending myself. I've always found that once I get to the point of overextension, that's when I like start to pull back.
Okay, so maybe that's the point right now.
Uh-huh.
Ish. That I'm at the point of this is going to be an overextension. I've done this before.
Right.
So the one that always comes to mind is Once Upon a Time. I played a lot of World of Warcraft.
Mm-hmm.
And one day I woke up and I had a guild of people waiting on me because the person that was gone. And I was the new. In the middle of the night while I was sleeping with no warning.
Right.
3 or 4 years later, maybe not that long, I forget, 2 at least, it finally falls apart. I felt horrible. I felt like it was all my responsibility. I felt like I could pinpoint everywhere where if I'd done this different or that different, because I'm really good at solving puzzles. And past tense puzzles are easy to solve. You are cheating.
Oh, yeah.
20/20 hindsight will let you know, you can...
Crystal clear.
If you want to spend time Monday quarterbacking from your armchair, I strongly suggest do it to yourself. Oh, man, you'll... But it got me here.
Right.
And no matter what happens, it's meaningful. I'm not good at maintaining connections if things fall apart. I'm not good at that. I want to be. I try to be. I'm better at it than I used to be.
I'm very good at coming back and trying to make it work.
But then it disappears, and then
but
the reality
dwindles. It dwindles. It's like
okay. So what brings all of this thought on is
right.
So there's a huge date coming August 16th. We're not going to go into why. We can talk about Twitch though, and we can go, oh shit, we've got 3 swing sets that have to get taken down. In addition to this. In addition to keeping this going,
right?
In addition to making sure we're doing at least some interviews, we're gonna take a brief hiatus as we move into the exciting world of Labor Day.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna take we're gonna put some serious effort into a Labor Day show, and by that I mean a 24-hour show.
Yes.
I mean a midnight to midnight show. I mean a show of
shows. Of all shows. No.
Well, yeah, no, very much highlighting who we are.
Yeah.
Because there's been a ton of growth in the last 2 months.
Yeah.
We started our stories project 2 months ago.
That's crazy.
We started this show 7 months ago. Not quite. Almost 7 months ago.
Right.
No, 7 months ago. Sorry. Yeah, 7 months ago. We're past the 10th.
Okay.
No. 6. It doesn't matter. The point is, I'm really looking forward to highlighting that. Right. I'm looking forward to bringing a lot of music, a lot of who we are. That the growth has always seemed, unless I try and go, oh my God, let me look at this. If I look at it like this, there's no growth. If I watch Bentley like this, I don't see him grow. Because you don't notice it. It's over time.
Right.
But
if you step back and you just close your eyes for a little bit,
yeah,
and then open them every once in a while, you'll see, oh snap, it's growing.
And one of our ruts is that we lose a lot of time to beating ourselves up.
Yeah.
Beyond it, really little damage. I think the greatest damage is interior versus exterior. Don't get me wrong, we fight sometimes, but usually that's a projection too.
Death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah, right.
On the inside.
Well, If what I want to do is change the world, I can't run away from conflict.
Yeah. You can't run away from people. You gotta face them.
It isn't. So much of this journey has involved thinking about conflict.
Yeah.
So that when we talk about where's the line, we talk about the conflict it causes that people don't communicate.
Well, people gonna people.
People gonna people. But that oftentimes by communicating you can find the line and then figure it out. And sometimes that takes some
work.
So that even in that moment what we're really discussing is conflict.
Right.
Then the Russians decided to start a war on Ukraine, which also highlighted that. And there was a weird group that I ended up out of and started another, and there's a lot of stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
It's about conflict. And I suppose some part of me is learning how to deal with conflict, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to figure out which part's good and which part's rut.
Which part's good and which part's rut.
Because you need to learn how to deal with conflict.
Yeah.
So fixing it, quote unquote, has a value.
Right.
But feeling it's all on you to fix it, not healthy.
So good, yeah.
Because I think things can go wrong and good things can come out of it.
I think once you get to there's a certain point there's a certain point where it begins to feel like a responsibility as opposed to a participation.
I know that one of the last meetings I was there because I had to be, and my stomach was in knots, and I was curled up over here debating going.
Right.
And it went about the way I expected. I had hoped for better, but it didn't.
Mm-hmm.
It was in that moment is what's causing this.
Right.
Wait a minute. I didn't get into this for my stomach to be in knots or for it to be a job. I got into it to support people, to be here, to be a friend, to, that those things matter to me.
Right.
To build communities.
Right.
It's literally, it's everything I'm about.
Right.
But I have a pimple on the side of my face and it's driving me crazy. Anyways, it's a true story. You can't see it. This is the good side. I don't want to, and the idea that as a grown man I'm in a situation of who do I pick, just sounds so not my world. I don't pick.
Right. I think you can. I don't think that the idea that you have to pick a side in something ever goes away. Am I now in two groups? I think.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. I think there's sometimes there's a certain walk away of things.
Yeah. No, I know.
And I think sometimes branches die out. Like sometimes that happens, and it's sometimes I've had to walk away from situations that were like, okay, it just makes more sense for me to go this way in my head, and I guess that I have to go this way. It sucks that I have to go this way, but you know what? I'm not gonna over analyze my life.
Right.
I'm not gonna make it so that this choose your own adventure book that I have is constantly me turning pages back and forth trying to figure out what's gonna happen if I go this way.
Our primary commitment is to this home and this studio.
Yeah.
We're going to take some time well needed before we do another 24-hour show. You're going to get to go to a camp for a week. We're hoping we'll have phone connection or some way to pull it off.
I think August 5th is happening first. No, September 5th. Never mind. I know how it's happening. I had to remember, man.
You're going to go to a camp for a week, and we're going to try and figure out a way to have some telephony.
Yeah.
Telephony is a great word. It means, yeah. I used to work in telephony. People were like, that's a real word. I'm like, go look it up. Telephony. Telephony. As of and pertaining to the telephone. Telephonics. Hi, this is the paint drying show, and for fun, what we're going to do is flip through an old-fashioned dictionary. If only there were modern devices, you could just say, hey, Google.
It's not in here, but I'm going to take your word for it.
Give me the definition of telephony. The working or use of telephones. Telephony. Yeah. Google got my back.
Google got you.
Well, that I sold phones for a minute.
Right.
And so, anyways, that we push hard.
Yeah.
I can't make so much space. Like, I value the space we're taking for our personal well-being in the month of August to get things done for things that matter to us and to take some self-care moments.
Yeah.
I find it meaningful to go, hey, we're going to energize and hit hard second half of August.
Right.
And then September 5th, we're blowing this shit out.
Right.
That's why I've we're not scheduled heavy this week. We've got a few amazing things going on. We're going to go visit a friend's studio. There's some things.
There's some things on there. Yeah.
You know what? I'm actually hoping, we might pull that off from there on a phone.
Maybe.
We might Facebook Live from the other studio. Go, you know what? Here we are. We'll see.
We shall see.
We shall see. Oh.
No, we
shall see.
Yeah.
Well, but it's the answer I give to everything, and people are like, well, you gotta have a... I know.
Mm-hmm.
It's that rut thing we're talking about. Everybody goes, well, but you're supposed to be thinking about this part.
Right.
Why are you not obsessed?
Yeah.
Why are you not more clearly focused on an exact path to this piece?
I've also had people tell me that those things will come.
We've had a lot of people tell us those things. We've had a lot of people go, no, you're going to break. Don't worry. Keep pushing.
Yeah.
People that...
Yeah.
I value, some of them that have pushed harder, that are in places we're not.
As I'm sitting there telling them about my stresses about money, they're like, I think you'll be fine. I think you'll do okay.
Literally, strangers have that feeling, and so do we. And it doesn't make sense.
And it doesn't make sense, even if we haven't done an interview with them. Literally, just me having conversations.
Something about what we're doing seems to resonate with people.
Right.
It doesn't resonate with bank accounts at all. At all.
Not yet, anyways.
Well, it has some.
There's no resonance yet.
There are. Well,
it's got a raise vibration.
Actually, you know what? There is some resonance, and in feeling it, that was part of why I felt. That's even more the reason why I keep pushing. The microphones, the mic stands, the little bit of money that's in the Spot Fund Me from beautiful people that. Oh, if it works on that scale, it will work.
Right.
If at this scale, people feel that already, the right person will go, well, yeah, I can, that's not a big deal. It's pocket change.
Right.
We're not asking for, right now we're trying to raise $20,000 to get the 501(c) done and get the monkey off our back of the mortgage and stuff for a minute. Neither of us are paid to do this.
Right.
At all.
No.
Period.
None.
There's no money in it. And I'll tell you what.
Ditto.
If you put money in there, I'll pay him. I don't want a dime. I mean that.
Mm-hmm.
Does the studio, being that we use half the house, need to contribute to facilities? Yeah, about $1,500 a month, less than any other place on the planet.
Mm.
He says as he hits a button over here with his elbow.
then
Then he gets confused.
he gets
I'm
confused.
old. I'm allowed to be confused.
Confused. I'm a little confused.
I'm a little confused. But I'm not really in a rut. But I have to be aware.
Yeah, you have to actively look out for that
This
rut.
could, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Continuously look out for the rut. Not continuously, but when you start to see sign, it's almost like when you get triggered or whatever. It's when you start to see signs that something is coming, you start to look out for it, and you might just miss it just because you're looking out for it.
Well, and it's up there with the ticks of my anxiety.
Right.
Another thing to pay attention to, a signal sent to my brain so I'm aware.
Right.
Pain is an electrical signal sent to your brain that once you've received the information, it is no longer necessary to respond. The same is true of this, but it's another set of people standing over here. A superpower if you let it be.
Mm-hmm.
Or the deepest fault you can fall into. It's either helpful or codependent.
Yeah.
And it's not falling into the codependent piece that is my... I'm going to speak out of turn and say it's our trap.
All right.
We work hard at trying to not do that with each other. But I want to get back to what our real goal is before we say goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
Our goal is to save everyone, even if they don't deserve it.
Matter of fact,
especially if they don't deserve it.
Especially if they don't deserve it.
Love everybody. Turn your cheek. Lead by example.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, live by example. Stop leading. It said there's judgment in that. The second you think you're leading, you're judging the other people as less than you. Right. Shoulder to shoulder, that's where we move the world. One person at a time. You know what? Am I tired? Yeah, some days. But am I glad to be here? Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. Thank you. You're amazing. Really. I know we have our moments. I thank God every day, Ross, that you're here. And however you phrase that or think of it, you know what? It doesn't matter. I know that even though there have been hard times and the way we met was not the easiest, man, the universe is amazing.
Yeah.
Love you, brother.
I could say the same to you.
Well, thank you, good sir. It's love fest.